Nedbank is a full-service banking group controlled by Old Mutual.
And ultimately is on the block as well, because Old Mutual has signalled, of course, that they're going to break the business into 4 pieces, one of which eventually emerging will be Nedbank, although probably unbundled ultimately to its South African
shareholders. And this, of course,
shareholders.
under the leadership of Bruce Hemphill, who is driving the strategy. Market cap 105 billion rand. That strategy is being driven by regulatory requirements,
Similar
or
issues,
regulatory pressures.
and a sense perhaps that Old Mutual didn't get any synergistic benefits at the top of these global businesses. So off we go.
PE of 9.3 and a dividend yield here of 5.4%. Let's get a sense of Nedbank. Again, it will be looking for a home, and if Barclays Africa can't find a home for those emerging market assets, is it likely that somebody's going to put up their hand for Nedbank?
There's obviously been interest, but I think that ultimately an unbundling to shareholders is probably the most likely outcome. Look, Nedbank as an operation has performed exceptionally well. South Africa, EcoBank was really what weighed on the results, yeah, I think that one can't discount EcoBank, but again,
That's a Pan-African bank which they had a stake in.
Correct.
Yeah.
They've got an investment into EcoBank, and that was where they made the bulk of their losses this year. Now one can't discount EcoBank, but all these banks have to have some sort of presence into Africa. And again, we spoke about.
But again, it's reflective of the tough economic environment in Africa.
Correct. But again, we spoke about base effects, and they've taken a big write down this year. What happens next year is obviously quite interesting. The rest of the bank, the South African operation, has performed incredibly well, particularly CIB, where they've adopted a kind of cross-pollination strategy within the business.
So CIB being corporate and investment banking.
Corporate and investment banking,
I
correct.
see, for example, that CIB team at Nedbank has been recruited by MTN to hold and handle this whole MTN Zakhele Futhi scheme, which is going to be very complicated. So those kinds of wins in the corporate environment are gold. So they're really doing
We're
a good
running
job.
out of time, so we have to call this. Is there anything else groundbreaking that you want to put on the table before we make a decision?
Not really. I just do think that just to hit home that it is a CIB story. I think that the investment bank is performing exceptionally well.
And I guess Discovery Bank would also be looking to poach some clients out of the Nedbank private environment. So that's an issue. But I think Mike Brown and his team have done a very good job. And this unbundling by Old Mutual is probably going to take at least a year to 18 months or even perhaps 2 years. So it's no reason, I don't think, to think of it as an overhang issue.
Hot or not?
I'm going to go not hot on account of the competitive issues, I'm afraid.
Hot?
I'm going to go with hot.
You're going to go hot?
I'm going to go with hot.